now, we're on to episode 12. Well, anyways, hello everybody, it's Deanspillabean back on your screen, back playing Satisfactory on the 20x20 world. And, kind of like I did at one point, I did a bit of outside decorating. So, I'm gonna do something a little bit different where, let me get my hover pack real quick. I'm gonna do a bunch of like preparation work before I actually do like the full episode. Anyways, this is the result of me doing prep work. What exactly is this monstrosity that I have just created off screen at some point that took me maybe a few days to make? Oh, I'm gonna call this the grid. What exactly is the grid? Well, it's my attempt to make a gigantic modular garage for a project that I'm gonna get into. But basically it's just a bunch of gritty areas that also has power running through it, so I can use my hover. Come on. I basically have like little power plugs all over the place, so my hover pack can actually run. However, I don't have power run through every single segment, because honestly I lost track of what areas I have done and what areas I haven't done. Like this, apparently I haven't done either. So what kind of a project am I going to get into with a grid like this? Well, basically, I would like some water. Water is water. It's actually a pretty important thing that I need for a lot of processing going on in my plant. Now, as you might notice, I'm kind of in a desert, and there's not much water. Main little bits of water is this lake down here, and another lake that's at the top of this hill. That is what this ramp was for. Now, both the ramp and the lake down there are going to stay, and... Wait... I keep finding like the bean creatures all over here. I don't know why. Actually, speaking of which, look at this wallpaper material of a photo. That is a really good photo. Maybe at some point I could try to make something to give some people access to like random photos that I take of this world just to have as wallpapers. That would be nice. No idea how to do that though. But basically, so there's that little lake down there, little lake up at the top of the hill. I can probably try to squeeze as much water out of that stuff as possible, but to put it frankly, it's not enough. And over behind the hill is what I can only describe as an ocean. And pulling up the map real quick, if we look, there's the giant ocean out there. There is a canyon, and we can actually go through the canyon into where my grid is. So the idea is that I'm going to get a bunch of train systems hooked up so I can send a bunch of packaged water through this canyon here, and eventually get over to the grid, of which it'll then send the trains back through. So wait, why do I need so much water? Well, I mean, the main thing is that, like, my 20x20 world's in a desert, so, as you can see, there's not that much water. Is that water? I think that is water, but that's still not enough. But why do I need so much water? Well... Let's see, do I even have nuclear power plants unlocked? No, I don't. Hold on. Okay, so it does involve a bunch of nuclear reactor stuff, because reactors need a lot of water in order to function, and with how my setup's going to be, I'm probably going to need about 5,000 of water a minute just for the reactors. That, and way later, I'm going to need some water for batteries. Because if we look at the main recipe, it takes alumina solution and sulfur oxide? What? Battery recipe requires alumina solution and sulfuric acid, both of which require water. And I want batteries for the sole reason of... I'm gonna get the nuclear reactor stuff unlocked, hold on. So I need supercomputers, heavy frames, cables, concrete. Okay, I got the concrete. Let's see, cables, there's cables. Last thing I need is supercomputers, which I don't have in my ease of access to... Okay. Hold on, let me check up at the top of my factory. Oh yeah, I don't think I really went over these because I never found a good time to go over these. These are hyper tubes. You can go in the tube. You go through the tube and see all of your equipment and such. I find it funny, last episode I went through a lot of effort to get like a bunch of these plastic refineries set up. Got a ton of copper ingot smelting, a ton of quick wire smelting, a ton of everything being created. Those are for the radio units that are up there. But then, you know what, important supercomputers I'll just have one machine for. I don't need too many of them. As weird as that sounds, I really don't need that many of these supercomputers, because their only real purpose is just to make stuff like the nuclear reactors and I think like a couple other things, but they don't really they're not needed much. So I use the supercomputers and combine them with the air conditioners that I got so many episodes ago in order to make assembly directors. This is kind of what I wanted to make in that episode, because I mean I was going to get the supercomputers with you in order to get the thing. Why do we need them? Because if you look at the top right corner, the assembly directors are a requirement for the next stage. This massive factory for just like four of these a minute, something like that. Not even 4, just like a bit over 2. Yeah, at some point I might need to rebuild a few things just to get more rates. But that's not this episode, that's another time. This episode, I want to get water to my base. I guess just really quick, I'm gonna get some nuclear reactor stuff. And, hold on. Ada, I know... Uranium scan... Look, Ada, I know you have a lot to say. But I want to talk about this, because nuclear power plants are pretty cool. Let's see if can I just place one down real quick? Okay, boop. There's a nuclear reactor. Wow, now ain't that a big machine? So pretty much, I need water, that I don't have yet. I need uranium fuel rods, that I don't have yet. And then I need somewhere for the waste, which I also don't have yet. However, 2,500 megawatts, and then if I overclock it, does it update? Oh, it does! 6,250 megawatts, which that is absurd, because literally one overclocked nuclear reactor is enough to substitute all of those fuel generators that I have in my basement. Hold on, let me restate that again. One overclocked nuclear power plant has the megawattage of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16, 17, 18 fully overclocked fuel generators. Well, it's not quite the same amount, it's like 450 more. Look, the main thing is that a fully overclocked nuclear reactor is the same as all of this stuff down here. So that is pretty nice. Anyways, now I got uranium scanning too. So let's see, that's way over there. Okay, so there's one node over there, one node over there, and there was one node underneath this waterfall. Basically, it's not that much uranium in the world of Satisfactory anyways. So there's that, and it's also radioactive, which I kind of get a hazmat suit. Well, okay, the hazmat suit's later, because to make it easier to get all of the uranium and other resources to my base, to make nuclear reactors so I can get power, to power the entirety of my facility here, I'm gonna need drones. And I was going to do some more drone stuff at some point. However, I didn't end up getting to it because I ended up doing a bunch of radio units for no reason in particular. Okay, slowing it down a bit. I basically want trains and have some packaged water going in to get a bunch of water to about this level, mostly because it's probably the biggest one. And then pump up water up to the top, or really wherever I want. That's kind of the idea. First thing I gotta do is actually get trains here, and for that I need to set up a base of operations over near that ocean. Let's see, so I need to just go through that cliff if I recall. So, do I just want the trains to go through this little segment and get distributed and then go back? That actually kind of works out of it. Let's see, how does that work out? That's fine, that's fine. Now I just gotta go through, make a little railway. I don't know why I describe a lot of things that I do as like, oh, it's just a little giant hole to make or something. I don't know why I describe them like that. Can I like get under that archway? I might be able to. Let's see, just a little right there. I just did it again. I just called something little, even though it's not really that little. Do I just underestimate everything? Maybe. Perhaps that is why I am so daring. I always underestimate everything I do. Okay. I think I can work with this. Okay, so the plan is I'm going to be using a bunch of packaged water. So, as if I look up freight car real quick. Oh, it does have 32 slots, or 1,600 liquid. Huh. So basically it means if I go for the solid form, it doubles the capacity for the liquid stuff. Which, this is important, because I want 20,000 water coming in per minute. And the most that can be exported out is 780 a minute, and then divide that by 2, and I'll get about 13 different carts that need to be made. Something like that. And what if I divide that by 4? I just need 3? That could work. You know what? I'm gonna stop myself real quick. Let's see. So a freight car is about 32 slots that we already know about. Packaged water can hold up to... I think it can go up to like 100 units, which means by simple math, each freight car can hold 3,200 water. And there's gonna be 8 of them. 25,600 water a minute. Goodness, that's a lot. I actually kind of just wanted 20,000 water a minute. So with this... so if I have 4 of them... Look, I'm no expert, but I don't think I need like 100,000 of them. But I think I'm going to scale back a little bit. I'm just going to have 2 trains that have 4 carts instead of 8. Good grief. I have no idea what I was thinking there. Okay, got that scaled down a bit. I think that's a bit more manageable. So why did I need to make this a bit more manageable? Well, 3,200. That is the amount of water that we get per cart. 4 of them. There's actually 8 in total, so 25,600 water. If I pull out a water extract, there it is. 120 water per minute is its base rate. No matter where I set it up, if it's in an ocean or anywhere else, 120 is just going to be limit. So that also means if I divide that entire thing by 120, I'll... Gosh, I'm still gonna need like 200 of the one. Good grief. Okay, I think I got the setup of it done. Get the blueprint set up. So I should now just be able to place it down. Let's see, water extractor there-ish. Is that gonna fit in well if I use noodle? Do I not have to? Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with that. Let's see, so each of these can carry 780. Divide that by 60 is 13. So I need 13 of these packagers per row? And how many columns do I need? So I need 107. I'm only doing 107 water extractors. Divide that by 13, 8.2 columns. Whatever, we'll just place things down until something breaks. And some amount of time later, I got a number of extractors of water. How many? 112 water extractors, with a bunch of packagers and conveyor belting all hooked up already. Doesn't look very spaghetti, but oh, whatever, that's fine. Oh no, I missed this water really? Oh, I did miss it. Oh well, it doesn't take too long to get this set up anyway. That in that one, put that in that one. Okay, now everything's ready. I just gotta go all the way to my base, and oh, now I gotta get trains set up over there. How do I want to go about this? Let's see, I might be able to place a couple stations here. So I think I'll have a railway here in the center that I'm working on, and then have 2 stations to the left and right of me. So that should work out. And get a railway put down. Get these connected to the main line. Also gotta get power to everything. Let's see, water station 1 base. So if I set it up correct, I should be able to say water station 1 base. Save that, turn on self-driving. So now this train should want to go to the first station. While I'm here, I'm also going to get the other ones ready. Alright, time to see if my logic gates actually function as gates. Oh, there goes one of the canister trains. Yeah, this one should, yeah, lands it on the correct area. Okay, so how this works, I don't know if I actually mentioned this. So when it comes to satisfactory railroads, you've got two logic gates, the block signal and the path signal. So basically, the block signal, if I actually pull up, you can actually see the different colors of train tracks. So in this case, that block signal is connected to this one, which basically means if there's any other train in any other area here, it will just block it from entering entirely. Very useful for complicated stuff. I might be over-putting a bunch of these block signals down, but honestly, that's fine. Ideally, you want to put enough of these down so that the trains work to an extent. The extent being trying to make sure that they don't run into each other, and that's what the block signals are for. The path signal, however, is a little bit more advanced, though not very necessary. It's if you have a ton of, like, split pathways, then using the path block will tell the train, hey, you can go in this exact path in order to get where you need to go. With enough of these things laid down in a specific fashion, trains will pretty much never run into each other, which is very nice. But I'm pretty sure this should just make all of the trains function with each other really well. Now I gotta get to the hard part of actually getting... Goodness, I am going really far. Apparently you can just slingshot yourself if you use a jetpack and get off of the train. Okay, anyways, hard part is I gotta now unpackage all of the water. Okay, so I gotta get a bunch of packagers and blueprints. I gotta think about this, hold on. So let's see, 16 of those, divide that by 60, so I need 208. If I put a belt on top here, I have a splitter, will it be able to fit? Yeah, that can work. Although probably the next bit of fun is trying to see if I can get the canisters out of here. Wait, what? I can unpackage at twice the rate? Why can it unpackage at twice the rate? That's weird. So I only need 104 packagers instead. Well, that's good news at least. So let's see, 108 and divide that by 8 is about 13.5. So, 13.5, huh? I think I'll do it up on the level above the train stations. How do I want to get this set up? I think I'll start here and then kind of go over... hold on. The whole reason why I'm kind of uncertain of how to go about this is the desynced rates between Mark V conveyor belts and pipelines. Because the rates are just aggravatingly different, so it's a little hard to get the correct numbers, something like that. Well, that's 104 unpackagers. That didn't take too long. Now I gotta go through the fun and tedious task of getting everything powered and logistical. What was I about to say? Logisticize? 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 What in the world was I gonna say there? Goodness. I'm gonna work on getting the conveyor belt and piping hooked up. That's what I'm gonna do. Welcome to Dean's Weather Forecast News Reporter. We got a big old report of a bunch of conveyor belts coming our way. Conveyor belts in question have a high chance of water being poured out of them at any moment in time, so please take your umbrellas and be ready for any downpour. But am I slowly but surely losing my sanity due to the excessive amount of conveyor belts being placed down? Definitely not. I don't know where you got that idea from. Okay, I got a bunch of water hooked up now, or at least the water bottles. And all the packaging's getting sent off. Gotta make sure that's actually getting routed everywhere. Yeah, look. Look at them go. This was definitely a lot more complicated. Probably could have been a bit better if I just used normal water fluid transport, but I kind of wanted to try out these packager things. How's this even possible? Bottles can't merge into the merger. What? Let's see, just replace the conveyor belt. I guess that works. So I thought about this. As much as I want to get all of the water storage hooked up, I think that's just going to take a while, and I already spent too much time on this. Not as much time as the radio things from last episode, but whatever. I gotta make some batteries. So let's see, batteries. I need sulfur acid, alumina solution, and aluminum casing. Now I'll get some batteries and water as output. Basically, I'm going to use the excess water to make some encased beams later on, and that stuff's going to be used for uranium fuel rods for later. So I guess it's nice that I have a way of getting some more concrete. So what I want to do is get about 300 batteries. Each recipe is about 20 batteries, so I need 15 things to make those. So with 15, there's 50 water and sulfur per minute, so I'll need 750. And so far I think I just need to get these 2 pipes to wherever I'm making the sulfur acid, and I think that should be good. I just gotta figure out where I want to build this. Okay, got a bit of a start. Let's see, I need to get a bunch of water from way down there, bring it all the way to here. Shouldn't be too difficult. Can you put pipes on walls? They can, that's nice. Well, anyways, I got water up here. Now I gotta get sulfur. If I remember correctly... Yeah, there was a pure one over there. So I'm gonna get some spare aluminum sheets. I like how I'm like, I'm gonna go get some spare aluminum sheets, and then I just fall really far. Let's see, what was the rate on it? At least Mark II. But I'm pretty sure I changed that. Just kind of reminiscing. This is where I started out, and now I'm here. Wow. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is a place. I had my hub on this cliff that was really annoying to get to. I had some iron here. There's a copper node. There's a limestone node, and now it's this. And it's only going to get bigger. Okay, where's that sulfur? Here it is. Okay, Mark II miner. And max out the power shards. 600 a minute! That is not what I need. I actually need like 750. But basically I just don't have enough sulfur, and I gotta make sure all of this is updated. I'm thinking what I might do, I do know of another sulfur node. I might see if I can hook up a drone and just have the drone get the sulfur to me. I remember my old item highways. I don't use them too much anymore, mostly because I kind of went to other things like trains and trucks. But had to start somewhere. At some point, I don't know when, but I've got to go through a lot of effort and put down like a bunch of random power poles just to actually fly around. Because I want to actually fly around more. Oh no. I forgot there's a train station there. Because I rely a lot on my hover pack to actually get around my base, so if I had more electricity everywhere, then I could actually fly. Okay, so we got water way over there, the sulfur on the other end. Now I gotta place down a bunch of blenders. What do I need for the blenders again? Oh yeah, aluminum casing and radios! Oh my gosh, I knew there was a reason why I made so many radios. Yes, the radios! They're actually useful, oh my gosh. I mean, I definitely plan to use the radios this whole time, yes. So let's see, batteries are going out, and then there's going to be water going out as well. At some point I need to figure out how to how to get limestone up here, and then combine that with water in order to get concrete using, the wet concrete recipe. Wet concrete isn't exactly the best, but it's a really good way to just convert water into concrete and get it out of there. Oh yeah, almost forgot the aluminum casing. So for the moment, I'm only making enough aluminum casing for the radio units, which I'm not really using that much. But I'd like to have an independent source of casing for these guys. Let's see, bauxite. Any bauxite that's around? Bauxite. Any spare bauxite? Anywhere? Oh, a normal and a pure node here. Okay, I'm thinking what I might do. So there's 2 bauxite nodes here. Obviously that's a bit far away from my base. I do have some batteries already, mostly because I just found those from like random wreck sites. Maybe I can set stuff up so that I can have like a drone go over to that bauxite thing, and using the spare batteries that I have it go all the way over to the bauxite, and then bring the bauxite over to here, and then I can work with it that way. That could work. So let's see, if I got 15 machines, multiply that by 20, and I just need 300. So aluminum casing, base recipe is 60 for 90 aluminum ingots. 300, divide that by 60 is 5. So that just means I'll need 5 constructors. 5 constructors times 90 ingots is 450 ingots, which to get ingots, I need scrap and silica. I'm almost certain that I've like used up almost all of the quartz in this area. I guess a possibility, I can try to increase the rates of this truck station down there. It's not being used at the moment, mostly because the machine doesn't work, but I think I could probably squeeze out some quartz out of that and get silica up here. But anyway, so I need 450 aluminum ingots. 450, divide that by 60 is 7.5. 7.5 times 90, 675 scrap. 675 divided by... Oh! Instead of using the base recipe with all of the insane processing, I could just get bauxite, coal, sulfuric acid, and water, 2 of which I'm already making, and the 3rd I'm getting in here anyway. Coal I can just bring up here, I got a ton spare. You know, there's too many numbers going around. I think I'm going to use that blender recipe for instant scrap, and then I should be able to just make some more scrap out of that, make aluminum ingots better without doing anything complicated. And I'm just making sure this is nice and even. I think I might just do that instead. Wait a sec. I just remembered. There is an alternate recipe to turn scrap directly into ingots at a lower rate, but without the silica. Problem is that it's in a hard drive. And, well, I've honestly kind of looked all over the place for any hard drives that I could find. I, obviously haven't found every single one of them. But, God, I need to find that. I need to find it. Hold on. Oh. Open. That's one hard drive. Didn't expect that one to be so close. I thought it would have already gotten everything here. Let's see, there's another one around here. There it is. Yeah. Another one. Oh, there it is. Open sesame. You know, I sometimes forget how big this map is and just how expansive it can get. Let's see, where is my... Ah, there's my base, way over there. So, Dean of the Future, what did we end up getting? Why don't you tell everybody? We got iron wire, beacons for uranium rods. What? Automated wire? Turbo fuel. Ooh, bolted frame. Yes, please. The heat exchange. Yo, it's the pure aluminum scrap recipe. That's the one that I wanted. And that was the last one too. Oh, yes. Okay, now I can actually do stuff. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, our pure aluminum ingot. Scrap directly into ingot. No silica required. Okay, I need to remath real quick. So, aluminum casing. Base recipe is 60 to 90. Let's see, I have 15 blenders. Each of them require 20 casing, so 300. 300 casing a minute. Divide that by 60 to equal 5. And I divide by 60 because that's the base recipe that aluminum casing needs. And then the casing requires 90 aluminum in a minute. Aluminum in a minute. Aluminum in a minute. So 5 machines require 90 a minute, so 450 aluminum ingots a minute. And how many for an aluminum ingot is 30 to 60. So divide 450 by 30 and I get 15. Ooh, wait a second. I just remembered the super smelter formation 14. Yeah, I say it's 14 because it has 14 different smelters in it. Boom. This is something I cooked up last episode, and I think I'm going to be using it a lot. It's basically a massive smelter array that has 14 different smelters in them. I'll also need to make sure that at least one of them it counts as 2, because I need 15 and this is 14, so yeah, it works out. So these need 60 scrap a minute. So with 15, multiply that by 60 is 900 a minute, which I think I'll just put down one more blender. Okay, so the scrap coming from this will go into the smelters, which will then go into the casing constructors, which will then go to the blender. So I just need alumina solution and sulfuric acid. So I need 40 solution a minute. I got 15, multiply that by 40 is 600 a minute. Alright, what I got is an option. Sloppy alumina or alumina solution. Let's see, so with sloppy, if I do that 2.5. 2.5 refineries to match it? Yeah, sure. Let's see, oh, I think I'll put the refineries here. Buff them up a little bit just to overmake some of the solution. Now I need sulfuric acid, and I need 50 a minute. So 50 times 15 blenders, 750. I'll also need additional sulfur for here. So an additional 150. So just add 150 to that. So I need 900 sulfur acid. Pull up a refinery, I need sulfuric acid, so I need water and sulfur. It's actually matching as well, so I just need 900 sulfur, 900 water. In that case, I'm going to need to bring more water up here, which I kind of got plenty on standby. Let's see, 900 divided by 50 is 18. I thought I never had to make a bunch of refineries again. Foolish me. Okay, final check to go through and make sure I have everything I need before I connect everything. So that's 750 for all these blenders, with another 150 for those 3 to make the scrap for all those. Still need a bunch of water, so aluminum solution needs 200 and 300, so just plus 500. And then finally the sulfur needs 50 per, and there's 18. So 50 times 18, and I get 2030 water. And then divide all of that by 600. I need a bit over 3 Mark II pipes getting up here. And of course none of this is going to work currently until I get a landing platform for drones. Okay, I think got everything. I got bauxite thing ready whenever I can. I got sulfur on the other end, coal, water. I think I'm about ready. Oh yeah, I need to have somewhere for the extra water to go. So let's see, that's 50, 150 water. How much are these making? 30. 30, 15, 450. 450 plus 150, 600. And alumina solution, nothing extra. Sulfur acid, nothing extra. Okay, so just 600. And how much does one wet concrete require? 100 per... Oh, okay, that's a nice even 100. Fine, I guess I'll make 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not as bad as I thought. And they each need 120 limestone, so 6, 7, 20. I'm sure there's like some spare limestone. Someone good pure and normal. I think that pure note's gonna be good. Okay, time to get started. Why is this blender elevated? Wait, oh. I figured out why. Okay, looks like I got everything all hooked up and ready. Now I just gotta get some batteries and start up the production. So the only way I'm gonna start this is if I have some batteries for drones, which I've got spare batteries from a random drop site that I found. So if I set this up correctly, all I've got to do is put in some batteries into one of these drone ports and then it should become operational. Let's see, batteries go in, batteries transfer over, and yep, drone's getting activated. And once they get just enough batteries to take off, they take off for a one good round trip and go all the way to wherever the destination is, which in this case is way over there. Yeah, there you go, you can see him landing at this port. Doesn't render in too well because it's so far away, but even so it's kind of cool seeing it docking way over there. Then after some amount of time we can kind of see this little wasp flying around, and that's the drone. But eventually they get back to their home destination landing pad and deposit all of the bauxite that I need. And it looks like bauxite's getting sent throughout everything. It's starting to make batteries. Oh, this is wonderful. Battery production is complete. So we got 2 drones getting bauxite in. Bauxite gets sent over to some blenders, combined with coal, sulfuric acid, and wildfire in order to get aluminum scrap. Aluminum scrap getting sent off to a bunch of different smelters, used to make a bunch of aluminum ingots, then constructed into aluminum casing. All of that's then combined in a blender and blended together into something incredible. The batteries. Clocking in at a whopping 300 batteries a minute. And I probably won't need that much, but that pretty much settles all of my drone needs for the foreseeable future. Oh, I think that's just gonna end the episode right there. So as a recap, got together a huge grid, which was infrastructure for water pumping and packaging or something like that. I'm not even sure if it was really worth it, but it looks cool, so I'm okay with that. This results in approximately 20,000 water a minute coming into my base, I think. Probably have some numbers wrong, and there's probably numbers that are wrong or something. I don't know anything. I don't know how math works. And as the first use for my water from my lot of water is battery production, because I needed it for a lot of the parts for batteries. You wouldn't think that water would be used for batteries, but apparently it is, mostly to dilute it. Okay, I'm getting complex. Anyways, water. I brought water to the base. I then brought the water from the base to the batteries, and then I got the batteries to fuel the drones to fuel the batteries, because I didn't feel like making a giant conveyor belt line to get things to a place. So I hope these drones don't fail. I think the only thing I really have to do is get the limestone input improved, because then that means the extra water gets recycled to something else. But other than that, I'm pretty much happy with this. I'm probably going to take some kind of a break. I think next episode I'm going to get into nuclear power, though that's probably going to be a while because I think I'm going to take a pretty good chunk of a break from Satisfactory stuff for a while. There's a bunch of different projects I just want to get into, some for this channel, some outside of it, like real life stuff basically. I'll have some more details on what's going to be coming up in my next State of Dean video, which hopefully I actually get that out this month. I'm kind of behind. I've been busy doing a lot of things. Goodness, there's just been a lot of things I wanted to do. But yeah, check out my next State of Dean for any updates on what's going on, just to see what kind of updates are going to be coming in. I'm trying to funnel all of my update-based stuff over to the State of Dean thing, and at least make that the one video a month that I get out. I want to keep making videos, and I am rambling on for too long. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, at least some amount, and you all have a good night.